And 1, 2, 3.
Nerd Talk.
Yeah. I'm Justin.
I'm Derek.
And this is Nerd Talk.
This is Nerd Talk with Bang. So there hasn't really been anything big happening lately.
No, there hasn't.
Like there's been a lot of stuff. Just nothing.
But it's that time of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, all
slow.
these. Yeah, slow time. Not a lot of filming and stuff going on in the winter.
Yeah.
But except for Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
But
so that'll do it for this episode.
Yeah, we're done.
And
thanks for watching.
Just kidding. That'd be ridiculous.
Throughout all the minor news, there's been a couple
cool things.
Yeah, not really major things, but cool things.
Like the Venom movie. They've actually been talking about it.
Yeah, they've been talking about it. They haven't done any casting or said we're filming or anything like that. They haven't even said that there's a script done. I think they're writing one.
Yeah, Ed Solomon. There's a possible title. The rumor is Venom Carnage, which obviously might mean that Carnage is involved.
Would be he'd be a good villain.
Which would be cool. They've said that they're probably going to be darker.
And that's a good way to make Venom an anti-hero, because Carnage is just like chaotic evil.
Oh yeah.
And whereas Venom, he's not chaotic evil or anything. He's just kind of mean. Right.
It makes perfect sense.
More like a chaotic neutral kind of fella.
Yeah.
Depending on who he's hosting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that's why Carnage is so evil, because he's not a serial killer.
Right.
But Carnage is also just pretty mean in general for a symbiote.
He is, but I think I liked Carnage a lot more than Venom at sometimes.
I was always more of a Venom person.
Yeah.
Especially the Eddie Brock years.
Mm-hmm.
I loved Spider-Man Venom. I loved Eddie Brock as Venom. Yeah. Scorpion as Venom wasn't too cool.
Right.
But I would love to see Eddie Brock be Venom, because they just screwed it all up in Spider-Man 3.
They did, and it kind of...
Topher Grace was a shitty Eddie Brock and a horrible Venom.
Yeah, which I don't even necessarily blame him for the shittiness of Venom.
I don't either.
I feel like given the opportunity, or, if they were the right script for that, he might have done okay.
Yeah.
But I always imagined Eddie Brock as being huge, and I think that was kind of the point. He was supposed to be imposing compared to Spider-Man.
He was growing up with the cartoons.
He was always big.
He was always a big guy.
Huge.
Was working for the Bugle, didn't really care much for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then Venom comes along.
Yeah, exactly. Then they were talking how they don't even really know what version of him they're going to use, which...
Yeah, they're saying they might use the current version, which is Flash Thompson.
Yeah, which in a way would be easy... It'd be an easy way to go ahead and connect it, because we've met Flash Thompson in the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
We have.
But I would rather them use Eddie Brock.
I would too. I honestly would, but if they did go with Flash, I wouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
Because, Flash is an important person in the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
Him and Peter end up becoming really good friends, and he goes off to war and loses his legs.
Right.
And he comes back a war hero, but he's in a wheelchair. He's kind of, beat up about himself. Starts drinking. But then the government captures the symbiote and says, we're going to start the Venom program. And they recruit Flash Thompson, put him with Venom, and he can only stay as Venom for 48 hours. And then he has to separate. And then when they send him on another mission, they'll send him out 48 hours again. And if it's on him for more than 48 hours, or if Venom takes over and Flash isn't in control, they nuke it.
See, that's a cool idea.
Which will kill Flash as well.
Right. That is a really cool idea, and it could make for a fun movie.
It could. And since Flash is so, a war hero, very American, and good, that would be cool having... that would work well with the anti-hero thing, because when Venom takes over, he can go all crazy, having his guns and stuff, using everything.
That's true. So that would make for an interesting movie then. But...
And Flash really does a good job taking it over, because he mixes guns with his spider powers. So he'll be shooting while, some Venom stuff is coming out and grabbing people and bringing them in, and he'll punch them with that arm, shoot them.
See, so that would be pretty cool. Badass.
And it'd be amazing to see Carnage.
Yeah, but my concern, I guess, would be that since we've had Amazing Spider-Man 2, and they're just now going to be starting a Venom franchise, which could kind of, sure, they could have a fun moment where they introduce Eddie Brock, and, because obviously this is going to be some sort of franchise if it's successful. That's what they want.
Of course.
So, they could have a nice little, nod and say, okay, Venom might be going to Eddie Brock now, but if the Amazing Spider-Man series is done... where would that go? It would go nowhere. Unless they continue it in the same universe with either a new actor as Peter Parker or Miles.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
I'm saying I wouldn't want to see Flash's Venom unless they took his legs away, because that adds a whole aspect for it. Because when he gets separated, he can't go anywhere.
Yeah, they announced a release date for Doctor Strange.
When?
July 8th, 2016, which can only make us assume that casting's got to happen soon.
It does, because they're going to have to start filming.
They said it's going to start filming in the spring, like March. So they've got time, but depending on who they cast, they might need time to prepare. If they want Doctor Strange to be in shape,
That'd be a good summer movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But so they've they've got to get on the ball with this casting. There's gonna be a new Bourne movie, which everybody knows. This isn't really like superhero-ish, but it's still cool.
Because Matt Damon kicks ass.
Spoiler alert, what Derek just said. Jason Bourne is coming back. Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass are returning for
the original people.
Yeah, Paul Greengrass, who directed the second.
So are they just acting like?
No,
the last one didn't happen?
Supposedly, reportedly, the Bourne Legacy sequel is still going to be in works, but the release date they had planned for that, which was sometime in 2016, is now going to be taken by the Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass version.
Okay.
But they're still going to develop a sequel to Bourne Legacy in some way, so that seems weird to me. Unless
maybe there'll be a crossover, and so we could have Matt Damon versus
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
So that'd be
cool. That'd be a pretty badass movie.
Surely
if they did it correctly.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that the Bourne Legacy sequel also had a director signed. Justin Lin, who did the last few Fast and Furious movies, was even signed on to direct it.
Which would make it pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting.
He resurrected that franchise.
Yeah, because it's kind of interesting that they're doing it this way. Because I'm glad that they're continuing it in a way, because it would suck for Renner and Justin Lin to just get the boot and then say fuck you. But
no, it'd be kind of cool. Random crossover idea. Mission Impossible and Bourne.
With James Bond.
Oh shit.
Be like an Avengers-style spy movie.
Expendable-style spy movie.
Yeah, we've talked about doing these random...
The Expendables of spy movies.
The Expendables of spy movies. James McAvoy.
What about him?
He may go bald for X-Men Apocalypse.
That would be neat.
It's not
about time.
It's not certain, but it's a comment he made.
Maybe he'll just be balding.
Could be, because if it takes place 10 years after the last one, it makes sense. He's got to go bald sometime.
Yeah, all that hair's got to fall out. So maybe he'll start balding and realize and just shave it off on screen during the movie.
Be a weird dramatic moment, like in every other movie
crying
where
over the sink.
Slow motion, hair's falling. So many movies do that shit.
They do.
But
I would love to see that in an X-Men movie.
Yeah, even Natural Born Killers that I just watched, he has a moment where he shaves his head and it's all like, it's a moment. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be nice to see.
That would be cool. Yeah. But back to comic book news. That is comic book news.
Yeah.
I should have said that before we transition.
Yeah, jeez. Walking Dead?
Walking Dead, yes. The creator of the Walking Dead comics, or co-creator, has said that he knows how the comics are going to end.
Which is interesting.
He just doesn't know when it's going to take place. But apparently he knows exactly what the last panel is going to look like. Which... I'm kind of curious for how it is, because I'm a huge fan of the show and the comics. Both completely different universes. I feel like they're both enjoyable, but different stories altogether. Like right now in the comics, they've it's already 2 years in the future, the zombies have started talking. So I've been since I've read that, I've been trying to theorize how is this going to end? I'm thinking the zombies take over.
You think so? Well, if they're starting to talk.
I think the zombies are just going to kill everyone.
Well, if they're starting to talk, maybe it's going to lead into something silly, like they're just going to become humans again.
I would hate that.
And then the world is normal again.
That would be horrible.
Happy ending.
That would be the worst.
Stupid. Happy endings are overrated.
I mean, they do deserve a happy ending after everything that's happened, but everything's been so shitty. It's got to the point where things are getting better. They've reestablished communities. Rick has his own town, and Maggie has hers, and they have fairs and stuff. And they... have the perimeter mapped out. Rick has a jail. So, they're trying to rebuild civilization. I'm thinking, all this just gotta get taken down. Zombies need to win.
Zombies.
I kind of hope that's how he does it.
It's gotta be an epic ending for something as iconic as that. Something so huge. It's gotta be a big...
I think it's cool that he knows how it's going to end, because most comics, just don't end.
They just go on. Well, this one has been just kind of going on.
It has been. They're in the hundreds in the issues. I think it's almost 130.
Yeah, fuck.
Maybe it's a little over 130.
End it already. Just do it. There could be a Dread Origins movie.
Yeah, I was hearing about that.
Carl Urban said that in an interview, which is kind of neat. But
I've been wanting something else to happen with Dread.
Yeah, but I would rather just have a sequel.
I would rather have a sequel.
Why an Origins movie? I mean, does that mean we're going to see Dread without his helmet? That's stupid.
I don't want to see that.
You know, that was kind of the, like, Carl Urban made a big point of not doing that, and I just feel like with
we know what Carl Urban looks like.
Yeah, we can put the pieces together. He probably is going to look Sylvester Stallone under that helmet.
That would be awesome, actually, if he removes the helmet at Sylvester Stallone.
Just random cameo.
With Carl Urban doing the voice the whole time.
The whole rest of the movie is obviously Carl Urban and everything, but once the helmet's off, he's Sylvester Stallone. It'd be hilarious. But I don't know. We don't need
we don't need an origin story. We don't need to know how Dredd happened.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it kind of takes away in a way of the last movie if we have to have an origin. Like, anyways.
Stop it with origin stories. Teen Titans TV show. That's supposed to happen.
DC has obviously got a bunch of shit going on because they're trying to catch up to Marvel.
But I feel like they're doing it all in. Like, they've been doing more TV than Marvel.
Yeah, because Smallville was successful, and now Arrow is good, and The Flash is getting a lot of good buzz. Gotham's actually getting good buzz. I remember we talked about it in the previous episode. The Comic-Con got mixed reviews, but it's actually getting good reviews now.
And they're sending it straight to Netflix as well.
Yeah, so like, I think they've gotten like TV is where they're the most successful, which is fine.
But wasn't the Teen Titans TV show picked up for like TNT?
Yeah.
Which is a really random station.
It is really random, and who knows how it's going to be, but it can be kind of cool.
There's been a couple successful things on there, like Monk. Wasn't that a TNT show?
I think so. No, it was USA.
USA, I don't know.
TNT has some stuff, but I never remember what it is. They had a Jason Lee show for a while. It didn't last that long. I think it was like 2 seasons.
Yeah, so I feel like that's a really random station for it to pick it up, and it makes me a little worried about it.
Yeah, but it would be cool to see, you know, little.
I was never a huge Teen Titan fan.
Nah,
that was after my time.
Yeah.
But
I think I watched the cartoons for a little while.
Yeah, I saw like a few episodes here and there.
I didn't follow it.
But it'd be cool to see, you know, Robin. Yeah. If they do the same cast that had the cartoon.
If they don't have Robin, that's gonna be lame because he was like the biggest one of the.
They could at least make it Nightwing.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be cool. We'll see. But they're also talking about doing a Legion of Superheroes, which is
who would be in that? That's because that's DC as well.
It is DC. Well, that was like the original lineup. It was like led by Superboy.
Clark Kent's son.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And there was like Cosmic Boy and Lightning Lad and Saturn Girl.
I don't know who any of those people are.
I think there's different versions of it now, obviously, but that was when it started. Here.
Here.
There.
And that's Lightning Lad.
You don't see him. But yeah, I mean, that's probably their answer to Guardians of the Galaxy. Just a random team that's not necessarily as popular, but they can throw in there. I don't really know if they would.
Did you say it was going to be a TV show or a movie?
It's a movie. And this is just a rumor. It's not confirmed that they're actually doing this. It's the current rumor. But you know, and I don't really know if I would see them using Superboy. They'll probably do it with one of the other versions of the team. And
I could say like, I wouldn't see this movie. It doesn't sound interesting at all.
No, because even Guardians of the Galaxy, which I knew nothing about, I was like, it's going to be cool. But that was because of the director and then the cast. Once they cast it,
yeah, so they could fix this.
They could.
But it's not saying there's anything wrong with it.
No.
Because it's just a rumor with names.
Yeah.
Of people we don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all we have.
We interrupt this program to bring you breaking news.
Yes.
Yes.
So
this happened literally after we recorded this episode, so we're having to.
So we have to cut in.
It's important.
And interrupt your programming.
Like 2 things. One of them's big. We'll get to the big one.
We'll come to that one later. Yeah. The other one is they're making a Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
Based upon the DC comic series.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. They're like anti-heroes.
Yeah, from what we've recently learned, they're anti-heroes. They've been like incarcerated and they're going out to do good things to like turn themselves around.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And apparently Harley Quinn's part of them.
Yeah, and Deathstroke.
And I've always wanted to see Harley Quinn in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's not going to happen, but it'd be cool to see her in this.
Yeah.
She has a huge fan base.
Right. It'd be cool if they could still connect them in some way, like Harley Quinn could pop up somehow. You know. But yeah, it's kind of cool.
Sounds exactly like Marvel's Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Which I feel like would be a better movie.
Probably Marvel. But I guess DC is like they're approaching David Ayer to do it, who directed End of Watch.
Which is a really good movie.
And most recently Sabotage, which apparently is really bad. But he's also directed...
50-50.
Yeah, but he directed Fury that comes out soon, which looks awesome. So
yeah.
That'd be a huge get for them for this kind of movie. It'd be cool. And Arrow has introduced these characters, well, like the Suicide Squad. Harley Quinn was like not really called Harley Quinn, but she was there and it was obvious.
And you
Harley
could tell
Quinn.
who it was.
Yeah, but
Did
Deathstroke.
she have like a big mallet or something?
I think it was no, because she was like in prison or whatever. But she was
Okay.
the haircut and the fact that she was a scrawny, dainty blonde chick with that haircut.
Okay.
And Deathstroke is a big part of the series, so it's kind of interesting that they've mentioned that, and now all of a sudden they're in the movie. It'll be if it actually goes through soon, it'll be probably a good way to tell how they're gonna treat Arrow versus the movies, which they've said are going to be separate.
Yeah.
The TV universe and cinematic universe.
And that could be a big move for DC.
Yeah, it's different. They're trying really hard.
They are. They're trying.
Yeah.
A for effort.
But the big news.
They have actually announced
Deadpool. Here we were just talking about in this episode, nothing big has happened, and something big happened right after
we got done finishing filming.
God fucking
they
damn
said,
it, Fox.
Here we go. Here's Deadpool.
Yeah, literally right after. I was on Facebook right after and saw the headline from Joe Blow, and I was like, God damn it.
How did we miss this?
Yeah.
Like if we would have waited to film like 5 minutes.
Like if we would have waited.
But have they said if it's going to be Ryan Reynolds?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like some of the websites I looked at said that Ryan Reynolds was expected to return. The director was the same director who's been involved for the last few years, Tim Miller, was expected to return. But then other websites said that there really was no official confirmation that they were both going to return. But they just have a release date set for February 12th, 2016. So fucking Valentine's Day weekend.
I feel like they can't do it without Ryan Reynolds or
No,
Miller.
they can't. Not now.
Because they have both been involved so long. They've both been campaigning for it since X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds was so disappointed in how they portrayed Daredevil in it. He was like, we need a Daredevil movie.
Yeah.
And they went out and made one.
And they shot that test footage.
They got the script. They got the awesome test footage.
Yeah, the script apparently is amazing. The studio was just hesitant to have an R-rated superhero movie, which makes sense. I get it, but
they've done R-rated superhero movies in the past.
They have.
Like we had the original Blades, which Reynolds was part of.
Yeah.
We had the Punisher,
which those Blades.
They weren't Marvel at the time. It was through Sony still.
I think, but like Blade, the Blades were relatively successful. The Punishers weren't really, but they have some success there. But something like Deadpool's a big enough character that.
And you can't do a PG-13 Deadpool movie. You just can't.
But see, that's another thing. They haven't said what the aimed rating is. Like, I think everybody's gonna assume that it's rated R. But I'm also kind of worried that maybe the reason they set the release date was because maybe there was an agreement made, and they're gonna shoot for PG-13, which would be a bummer.
I feel like it would hurt the movie.
Yeah, I'm sure there'd be like a cool unrated version, but I would much rather see real Deadpool in theaters.
I mean, like something I don't understand. Like I've seen Lego sets and like children's games and stuff like that have Deadpool in them.
Right.
So like kids like Deadpool.
Yeah.
But I don't think they completely understand Deadpool.
I don't think they do.
Like he's all horribly disfigured. He swears. He kills things.
He murders people.
He straight up murders people.
That test footage they had was badass too. It was really well done. It was humorous.
If you haven't seen it, you have to check it out.
You have to go look it up, and but that's big news. That's really big news, and it's what we needed for this episode, and I'm excited.
I'm ready to see it.
I'm ready to see it now, and you know what? And the fact that it's February 12th, 2016. Things are going to start rolling soon, man. It's going to happen.
It is. They're going to have to start filming like now.
Yeah, pretty soon. Like it's going to have to roll.
And it's going to be. It's not going to be through Marvel Studios though. It's going to be through Fox, because they still own the rights to Deadpool.
But still.
But I would rather go through Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
Of course, but
you know what?
I think it could still be good, especially after how they've done like the last 2 X-Men movies.
Yeah. They've been good.
They've been good, so it's really hopeful.
Yeah. High hopes. Lots of excitement, but anyways, we'll leave you guys with that.
And just to throw out one last tidbit, they pushed back Fantastic Four 2 months. Yeah,
like 2 months. It's August now, which probably August is gonna be like a hot date because Guardians of the Galaxy was really successful. So
yeah, so you got a longer wait for Fantastic Four if you really are into that.
Shucks.
But there you go. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.